To demonstrate how we can distribute critical alarms between Dect phones and smartphone users, we've got a few devices here to demonstrate with. We've got a D63 from Ascom and the D81. You might recognize these as the protector models. They're the ones with the panic buttons on the top and the tilt sensors, so you can use them for lone working. If you've got the 8X version of this, well, that faceplate will be yellow and you'll have a secure battery on the back as well. Now for our smartphone, I've just got my own Android 12 model from Xiaomi. It's just a consumer phone, nothing special about it. You know that there are some models like your iSafe phones which have dedicated hardware buttons to sort of simulate the panic buttons that we have on top of the Dect phones. But I do have an app installed on here which allows us to send and receive these alarms. So let me share my screen with you. And if I just open it up, you'll see that here we're ready to go. And maybe we could begin with a demonstration by sending a panic alarm from our D81, just with a double press on the top there, and we'll watch as the alarm goes through. So as the alarm's sent, it works out where it is in relation to the nearest base station. And if I just mute that so that we can hear ourselves, you'll see that as well as the text that I get in the message telling me that these lone workers in the canteen will also have a map which I can zoom in on and find my colleague on the floor plan. I can confirm that I've accepted this message and that I'll attend. And of course that's all logged so you know who's responding to your alarms. But now let me show you what that looks like if the mobile phone screen is locked. And maybe this time I'll set it off with a tilt switch. Now we've really turned the timers down on here for the purpose of the demonstration. So just after 5 or 6 seconds, that should go into alarm. And we'll just replace that with the charger. And you'll see that my panic alarm has come through, even though the screen's locked. And just by pulling down, I can mute, I can acknowledge. And of course, just by unlocking the phone, well, I can find in my history all the alarms that have previously gone through and just check any information that I need. The map is still there, of course. Now, if I want to use my smartphone as the lone worker, well, I can use the same app. You might have noticed that I have just on my home page a Start Lone Worker button. And when I enroll as a lone worker, it's going to do a few tests on my smartphone just to make sure it's all functioning. So it'll test the accelerometers by asking me to hold the phone horizontally and then vertically. It'll check my position. Now with the smartphones, we're not using the base stations for our location. We can use GPS and we can use these Bluetooth beacons, which provide very good accuracy for location. And you see the little guy just in the top of my screen there. Well, as I tilt my phone, he falls over as well. So again, let me set the alarm off, very short timers. And already I've got my alarms going through. I'm going to end that pretty quickly because it does get very noisy. But I'm hoping that if I just zoom in there, you might be able to see that the message has come through. Lone worker for Dave Anderson. Oh, and I'm in the storeroom this time. What it might be nice to just see is that as well as your regular lone worker alarms, well, I can trigger anything that's been pre-programmed here. And if maybe I've got a situation that requires an immediate response, but I'm not lone working, but I can still use this app to alert my colleagues. Maybe there's an environmental hazard, a spillage or something that needs cleaning up. Well, from this app, I can just choose maybe environmental hazard, send it through as a trigger, and when the message arrives on the phones, on the Dect phones, very loud, isn't it? Then they'll also get the location that I was standing at when I triggered the alarm. There we go, still in the storeroom, clean up team to storeroom. This might have applications for you in your work. It might be because you need a maintenance team to a certain piece of machinery, or even in case a fire alarm has been raised. Well, the app will tell you where you are when you raised it.